Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking to you today about the lower back. I don't know if you realize this, but the stats are this. 65% of all Americans struggle with lower back pain. Wonder why? Well, we have what you call lordosis. Now, lordosis happens whenever your stomach begins to bulge out. When your stomach bulges out, it forces the lower back to rotate, and there's a compression on the lower back. Let me show you on the skeleton. Now imagine this. The stomach is bulged out and the belt line goes down. So once the stomach bulges out, it forces an arch in the back. And so the disc begin to get closer and closer together, and it creates an impingement here. When that impingement takes place in the lower back, it creates inflammation and pain all around that joint. Now, there are three ways you can develop or you can have lordosis. One is athletically induced. All sprinters, most of your Olympian gymnasts, and all your power lifters have athletically induced lordosis, meaning that they're in this position and they get very strong in this position. Whenever you jump, it's from this position. When you're sprinting, it's in this position. So the erectors can handle the pressure of that. If it's athletically induced, then the erectors support on either side, and it keeps the stress from bone on bone or bone on disc. But if it was something that you were born with, some people are born with lordosis, and if they're born with it, eventually they're going to have a problem if they don't strengthen the erectors. The other way you can develop lordosis is becoming overweight and obese. When the stomach begins to bulge out, it pulls everything forward, and that lower back begins to arch. And when you create that arch, there's an impingement created there, and those discs begin to squeeze, and the bones and the disc begin to rub together, and it creates inflammation in that area. And when that happens, it creates lower back pain. Some of us, we get in car accidents. We have all sorts of things that happen, but lordosis is one of the main causes. So what we want to do is elongate. When those bones are touching together like this, it creates that inflammation, and we've got to get it separated. So once we get it separated, you want to make sure, if that's your problem, that you find a great chiropractor, not a quackpractor, but a good chiropractor, because what they'll do, they'll help stretch this area, and then they'll help you to strengthen the lower back, the erectors on either side to support it. Or you go to some doctors and they'll try to operate on you and cause more damage than good. Again, I'm not trying to be a doctor. I just know what I've seen through the years, and good and bad, but this can be fixed. Strengthen the abdominals. So you pull the abdominals in, strengthen the erectors to support it, and elongate, and that's going to help support this whole area. We've talked to you about the lower back and how you can damage that lower back, but how do we strengthen it? How do we make it stronger? Well, it's not just the lower back you want to strengthen. You want to strengthen your abdominals as well. So I'm going to show you a few exercises that you can do to kind of rectify this lower back problem. Here we go. I bet you're saying, I thought you were going to show me a back exercise. Well, part of the problem is the weakness of the abdominals, and also the weakness of the lower back. So we're going to do a few exercises here. Now I'm going to explain this to you. I'm forcing my navel to my spine, and I'm lifting the shoulder blades off the ground. This is the starting position, and I'm going to contract here. It's a very small movement, as you can see, but it's an intense movement, and it creates a burn in those abdominals. And the whole time the abdominals are tight. So I'm squeezing. You say, Ron, why are you doing that? I'm gonna tell you why. Once I force the navel to the spine, it pushes my lower back on the ground. What I don't wanna do is let my shoulder blades touch the ground and create an arch under the back here. I don't want to create this arch. If I do, that very first movement is on the joint. So I want to get all the pressure off the joint. So I come to this position, contract, and I never do less than this. Right here, this is where I live, baby. Watch this. Oof, 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 and I'm squeezing. I want to do 50 reps minimum. I could break it up into 20, 20, and 10, and eventually work my way up to 100 reps, 25 times. Then I want to turn over. Watch this. Here I want you to concentrate on not using your abdominals, because this is what some people end up doing. They're in this position and they push with their stomach rather than pulling with their lower back. So the first thing you want to do is pull both feet off the ground with using your erectors or the lower back. Pull with the erectors, strengthening. Okay, now my hands are out front, both hands off the ground, with the erectors. Make sure I'm not pushing with my stomach, but I'm pulling with my erectors. There's pushing with the stomach and there's pulling with the erectors. So here we go. Oh yeah. And again, you want to start off with about 50 reps, work your way up to 100 reps, really build that core. And you want to stretch and elongate that back and build the muscle around it so you have a strong core. If you lose your core, you lose it all. So, just to give you a recap, if you're struggling with lower back pain, it's most likely, I want you to look at your body and see if you have a rotation here, which is called lordosis. If you have lordosis, it's because the stomach is probably not as strong as it should be, because when you strengthen the stomach, you strengthen the erectors, elongate through stretching, and once you get it stretched out, if it's bad enough, you may need to see a chiropractor to help you to stretch it. There's no sense in twisting and turning and popping, but to stretch it, to elongate it, and then strengthen those erectors, it is going to help tremendously. Now remember, the stat is this: 65% of all Americans struggle with lower back pain, and you don't have to. Let's get rid of it here. I hope this video helps you. I know what it is to have lower back pain. I used to have lower back pain. I'm gonna tell you something. It was horrible. All night long, I was very conscious, turning over in the bed. I was very conscious of every small movement. And it's not a comfortable thing to have lower back pain. So let's get rid of that lower back pain. I got rid of mine, you can get rid of yours. God bless you. Until next time, I hope you like this video. If you do, subscribe. And if you know somebody with lower back pain, and if you know somebody with lower back pain, I want you to guide them towards this video. We've got a lot coming up for you guys, so stay tuned, and God bless you till next time.
What you want?